guys, it's Sarah and welcome back to a new video, and today's video is once again another review, and this time it's on a cushion product, and today will be a little bit different because it's going to be a comparison between two different types. And yeah, I remember promising that I was going to do this review and video, but I kind of changed my mind. But then again, a promise is a promise, so yeah, let's get straight into it. So the comparison review that I'll be doing today is the Innisfree cushions, and I actually have two types, and the reason for that is just probably because the first one that I had didn't really, I guess, meet my expectations, or it just wasn't to my liking and it just didn't suit me, so I decided to try out another one. And interesting, the Innisfree cushions, I know they came out early last year, was it? I don't remember it clearly, but somewhere around 2014, Innisfree came out with their cushions. First they had two. They had the longwear and the water glow, and they were easily distinguishable. They're both different. They have different types and finishes. So the water glow, I believe, was supposed to be like a spring kind of fall cushion, and it's supposed to be, you know, a dewy kind of finish, and it's supposed to be moisturizing, so it's supposed to be good for pretty much, you know, dry and combination skin in general. So that was the kind of cushion. And the second one, longwear, is the first one that I got, a summer cushion, so it's great for the summertime. And the third one came out later in the year when it was like chillier in Korea, but I think when I bought this it was like summer opposite here in Australia, so it was probably like summertime. But it's the Ampoule Intense cushion, and that was the third and last addition so far to the Innisfree cushion series, and it's a winter cushion that's really great. I wasn't really all hyped up about it because the longwear just wasn't working out for me, so I thought, you know, if I do feel like trying it out again, I'll go for the water glow. But just at that time, the Ampoule Intense cushion came out, so I thought, why not try it out and let's see how it works. So those are the two that I have, and I already have them onto my face, and you might be thinking it does look a little bit different. I'll explain that later further in the video, but let's get straight on to the product review of the cushions and kind of compare them a little bit more in depth. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the Ampoule Intense cushion, and I actually bought the refill by itself. I didn't buy it as a compact, so what I did was I actually replaced the original longwear cushion, and I placed the Ampoule Intense cushion into the longwear compact case. Onto the product. This is of course a cushion, so I don't know if you guys know this, but cushions in general are very high in SPF. So the Ampoule Intense cushion is SPF 34, so that is a lot lower than the general 50 plus for SPF with cushions. And the reason for that, it's simply because it's winter time. The sun is less stronger than summertime, so there's not really much of a need to have such high SPF in a winter cushion product. So as for the shades, Innisfree has 3 shades. They have, you know, they're light, natural, and then the third one is true beige, which is what I try to fit myself in. It's getting chillier here now in Australia. It's autumn, but it's really cold for some reason. So I've been using this a lot, and I just really love how, you know, there's an actual specific cushion for the winter time, so it just, you know, focuses on helping out your skin during winter. As for the skin type that would be more recommended, this would be dry skin type, and I guess combinations can get away with it as well, because this cushion is like sort of in between the water glow and the longwear cushion. Is just very moisturizing. This specific cushion, the Ampoule Intense cushion, contains blooming oil, and apparently it's just like some sort of oil that reflects light from, you know, natural lighting, and it just makes your skin look all sparkly, and I guess that's what gives the dewy effect. So as for the finish, it is very dewy, it looks very moisturizing, and I think that's great for winter skin because winter skin tends to be very dry and dull. It loses its color, so when you have something that brightens up your skin and just makes it look all moisturized and healthy, it looks really good in winter time. What I love the most about the Ampoule Intense cushion is definitely the SPF. It's still pretty high, 34. That's more than, you know, usual foundations here like in drugstores. But for a cushion and for it being 34, I think that's great. It looks a lot more natural on my skin, and it doesn't make me look too white when I wear it by itself, as well as that it's very moisturizing, of course, and it's very adhesive. So cushions in general, they adhere better onto your face rather than just like, you know, applying foundations and BB creams. Because you're using a air puff, like a cushion puff, it really does help with allowing the product to adhere onto the surface of your skin a lot more better, and therefore it makes the actual cushion last a lot more longer than regular applications of BB creams. So that's a really nice thing. Also in general, cushions, they're very compact, easy to use, and also what I love about cushions is that it's very, very natural. I think the only bad thing that, or some suggestion that I would like, is that I wish there was more shade selection. True Beige, number 23, the darkest, can match me, but because of the SPF, it's just a bit too bright for my skin that it doesn't look natural at all. But since this is a winter cushion, I can actually get away with it because I tend to get a little bit lighter. Like when I mean lighter, I mean just a tiny bit lighter, so it's not really that obvious. And I guess when I'm out in the sun wearing this cushion, my skin is just glowing and it's great. And now onto the longwear cushion that's sadly just in its refill package. But it's pretty much the same as the Ampoule Intense cushion, except this has SPF 50 and that is extremely high. So nowadays I tend to avoid cushions because I've learned my lesson. They're just really, really too light, and they make the shade just appear too light for my skin. And these shades are exactly the same as the Ampoule Intense and the Water Glow. They have 3 and I got it in the exact same shade, which is 23 True Beige. And I don't know if you guys could tell by the application, but because it's more high in SPF, the longwear was a lot more lighter and brighter than the Ampoule Intense cushion. And when I first tried this out on my, when I first got this and tried it out on myself, I was so not happy because it just looks so white. And with me being a medium complexion and skin tone, it just doesn't look natural, and you kind of see this white cast, and then for me, kind of like gave me this like grayish kind of tone. I have no idea how that happened, but I wasn't really satisfied with it. Because it is a summer cushion, it's great with controlling the sweat in your skin. Sebum, it's a powdery matte finish, very, very long lasting, I must say. Yeah, so it's, you know, more recommended for those with oily skin types, definitely oily skin types. And I think combination skins can get away with it because I did use this in summer a few times. Just looks so bright though because of the SPF, but yeah, it really does help with controlling the oil in your skin. So it does wonders with making the makeup and the base last a lot more longer, especially for the summertime, because my skin in the summertime just gets really oily. So it worked really, really great. So that's what I love this specific cushion for its long-lasting power. You know, application is all the same for cushions. Very easy, very lightweight, buildable coverage, but one layer for me was actually quite enough. I think because of its powdery matte finish, the coverage seems a lot more higher, and it does set quite quickly because it is a powdery matte finish. So when you like apply it, you know, you kind of have like this like subtle dewy kind of finish, but then when you feel the texture of it, it's like a velvety, powdery finish. So it's really, really nice. And the thing I don't like about this, I've emphasized this throughout this entire video, is the high SPF. I think because of that, it just really changes up the actual shade of it being true beige. So despite it being the third darkest, the actual darkest shade in the shade selection, it's still too bright. And I don't know, tell me, like, for other people who have like similar skin types to me, like if you've tried cushions, like despite their high SPF, does it still work for you? Because for me, I just feel like it gives me this kind of gray white cast, so I'm not really pleased with it. So that's just something that I really don't like about cushions, and yet I still use them on myself. So one thing I forgot to add was actually something that I do want to kind of warn you guys. I do have double eyelids, so product creasing, cushion creasing, it will definitely be there. It will be apparent. A way to prevent that is to use an eye primer before the cushion, or just setting it with a setting powder just to kind of, you know, get rid of the crease from appearing again throughout the day. I do use my MAC Studio Fix powder just to kind of even it out, kind of make my skin look a little bit more like my actual skin color. And it still works great. So that's just something that I would like to kind of like give you guys as a tip. If you do like using cushions like myself, but the shade selection is just kind of just a little bit off. If you're like my skin shade, I don't know if this would really suit you guys, depending on how you like your makeup to look. Some people like to have their face lighter than the rest of their body. Some like them to like match perfectly, but I think if you like it to match perfectly, that tip of just using a separate powder, kind of foundation setting powder, it will still work great because the cushion is underneath and it's still very moisturizing, and it still protects and controls the oil in your skin, so it still does its job. It just has, you know, extra coverage and support on top. I love how both of these works, and I'm glad that I was able to experiment with my combination skin. So I would definitely recommend the longwear cushion for winter. It's really, really good. And as for the longwear, that's, you know, summertime, and if your skin's really oily, go for it. I kind of wish I had the water glow so I can do like an entire series, but I don't. So probably in the future I'll try it out, see how it goes, and if I do ever try it out, I'll definitely do a review on that. And yeah, that's basically it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If I missed out anything, or you guys are still curious about anything, do let me know, and I'll comment down below and reply to you guys. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!